Here's something that's going to make you angry. When you walk into a bank and open a checking account, what's the first thing they give you? A debit card. Not because it's the best option for you, because it's the best option for them. Let me explain how this works, because once you see it, you'll never look at your debit card the same way. The bank's incentive structure. When you use a debit card, here's what happens behind the scenes. Scenario 1, you get hacked/scammed and lose $2,000. The bank investigates for 45 to 90 days. They might return your money, no guarantee. If they don't return it, they keep the $2,000. You're out the cash immediately while they investigate. You can't pay bills while waiting. You're desperate, so you might take out a loan or use overdraft. The bank makes money on overdraft fees, $35 per transaction. The bank makes money on interest if you take a loan. Scenario 2, you use a credit card and get hacked/scammed for $2,000. You dispute the charge. The money never leaves your bank account. It was credit, not your cash. The credit card company investigates. You keep using your card normally. The bank makes $0 from your suffering. See the difference? When you use a debit card and get scammed, the bank has zero urgency to help you because your loss doesn't hurt them. In fact, they profit from your desperation. When you use a credit card and get scammed, you don't lose anything and the bank has to eat the cost. What bankers won't tell you. I worked at a major bank for 7 years. 3 years as a teller, 4 years as a banker. Here's what we were trained to say. Customer, should I use my debit card for online shopping? Official bank answer, absolutely. Your debit card is protected by our fraud monitoring system and zero liability protection. What we actually meant, please use your debit card everywhere so when fraud happens, we can delay giving your money back while we investigate, and you'll be forced to use overdraft protection, which makes us millions. Here's what I wanted to say but couldn't. No, never. Your debit card is a direct line to your bank account. The moment someone gets that information, they can drain everything you have. And when they do, you'll be broke while we take 90 days to investigate. Use a credit card. Always. But I couldn't say that. Because if everyone used credit cards instead of debit cards, the bank would lose millions in overdraft fees, NSF fees, and the interest they make from desperate customers taking out emergency loans. The statistical reality. According to the Federal Trade Commission, average time to recover stolen funds from debit card fraud, 67 days. Average time to resolve credit card fraud, 7 days. Percentage of debit card fraud victims who never fully recover their money, 22%. Percentage of credit card fraud victims who lose money, 0.003%. Let me say that again. 1 in 5 people who experience debit card fraud never fully recover their money. With credit cards? Essentially zero. My personal story. Remember that $2,400 I lost? Here's the full story. In January, I signed up for a free trial of a productivity software. Seemed legit. Good reviews. Professional website. I used my debit card because it's just a free trial, they won't charge me. Wrong. I canceled the trial 3 days later. Got a confirmation email. Your subscription has been canceled. You will not be charged. Great. Except they had my debit card information, my bank account number, my routing number, because that's how ACH transactions work. 3 months later, different companies, all seemingly unrelated to that productivity software, started pulling money from my account. Oh, they sold my information. Or they were all shell companies owned by the same parent company. Or they just kept charging me under different business names. And because ACH transactions don't require the physical card, just the account information, they could pull money whenever they wanted. I canceled my debit card immediately. The charges stopped, but the money was gone. And getting it back took 73 days of fighting with the bank. If I had used a credit card, 1 phone call, charges disputed, money never left my account. Done. The truth about zero liability protection. Banks love to advertise zero liability protection on debit cards. Sounds great, right? It means if there's fraud, you're not liable. Here's what they don't tell you. Credit card zero liability. Maximum liability, $0. You never lose access to your money. Fraudulent charges are immediately removed while they investigate. You can keep using your card. Resolution time, 7 to 10 days average. Debit card zero liability. Maximum liability, $50 if reported within 2 days, $500 if reported within 60 days, unlimited if reported after 60 days. Your actual cash is gone immediately. You have no access to that money while they investigate. You might not get it back for 90 plus days. 22% chance you never get it all back. Meanwhile, you can't pay rent, bills, or groceries. Zero liability is a marketing term. It doesn't mean zero consequences. When fraud happens on your debit card, you're immediately broke. Zero liability doesn't pay your rent while you wait for the investigation. Part 2. The ACH system. Why your debit card information is a master key to your bank account. This is the part that most people don't understand. And it's the most important part. When you use your debit card for any transaction that's not an ATM withdrawal, your card information enters what's called the ACH system, Automated Clearing House. ACH is how banks transfer money electronically between accounts. It's how direct deposits work. It's how bill payments work. It's how subscriptions work. And it's why your debit card is a ticking time bomb. How ACH works, the terrifying truth. When you use your debit card to pay for something online or set up a subscription, here's what happens. The merchant collects your debit card number, expiration date, and CVV. They use that information to extract your bank account number and routing number. That information is stored in the ACH system. The merchant can now pull money directly from your bank account anytime they want, without asking permission again. Let me repeat that. Once a merchant has your debit card information and processes it through ACH, they have permanent access to pull money from your account. Even if you cancel the subscription, destroy the physical card, tell them to stop, call your bank, they still have your account information, and they can still pull money. The subscription nightmare. Here's a real example from a client I helped when I was still working at the bank. She signed up for a gym membership, used her debit card, went to the gym for 2 months, then decided to cancel. She called the gym. They said, sure, canceled. 3 months later, she noticed they were still charging her $45 per month. She called again. Oh, sorry, we'll cancel it now. They kept charging her. She called her bank. The bank said, we can't stop ACH transactions. You need to close your account and open a new one. So she did. Closed the account. Opened a new account. Got a new debit card. 2 weeks later, the gym charged her again. On the new account. Oh. Because when she opened a new account at the same bank, the bank system automatically updated her recurring ACH transactions to the new account number for her convenience. She had to switch banks entirely to stop the charges. Total amount stolen before she finally stopped it, $540. If she had used a credit card, 1 dispute, charges reversed, done. Why credit cards don't have this problem? Credit cards don't use ACH. They use a completely different system. When you use a credit card for a subscription, the merchant stores your credit card information. Each charge requires a new authorization request sent to your credit card company. You can dispute any charge at any time. The credit card company can instantly block a merchant. Getting a new credit card number stops all charges permanently. With ACH debit cards, the merchant has direct access to your bank account. With credit cards, they have to ask permission for every single transaction. That's the difference between giving someone the keys to your house versus making them knock on the door every time they want to come in. The "but I canceled" trap. I cannot tell you how many people I've seen lose hundreds or thousands of dollars because they thought canceling a subscription meant the charges would stop. Here are real examples from my time as a banker. Case 1, the streaming service. Customer subscribed to a streaming service for $14.99 per month. Canceled after 1 month via the website. Service kept charging for 11 months. Customer didn't notice because it was a small charge. Total stolen, $164.89. Bank refused to refund because you authorized ACH access. Case 2, the free trial scam. Customer signed up for a free trial supplement. Used debit card to pay $5 shipping. Canceled the trial the same day. 3 months later, charged $89.99. Turns out the free trial was actually a subscription. The fine print said, cancel within 14 days or be charged for a 3-month supply. Customer canceled within 14 days, but they charged anyway. Bank investigated for 67 days. Customer got $45 back, half the charge. Lost $44.99 permanently. Case 3, the gym from hell. Customer signed up for a gym, $45 per month. Went to the gym to cancel in person after 6 months. They said, you need to submit cancellation in writing via certified mail. Customer sent the letter. Gym claimed they never received it. Kept charging for 14 months after cancellation request. Total stolen, $630. Customer's bank said, This is a dispute between you and the merchant. Customer had to hire a lawyer. Legal fees, $800. Final recovery, $400. Net loss, $1,030. Every single one of these cases could have been avoided with a credit card. One dispute. Instant resolution. $0 lost. The hacker's dream. Now let's talk about the really scary part, data breaches. In 2023 alone, 3,205 data breaches reported in the US. 353 million people affected. Average time to discover a breach, 277 days. That means when you use your debit card at a merchant, and that merchant gets hacked 9 months later, hackers have had your bank account information for 9 months before anyone even knew there was a breach. What can they do with your debit card information? Option 1. Drain your account immediately. Use your information to create ACH pulls. Move money to their accounts. By the time you notice, it's gone. Option 2. Sell your information on the dark web. Your bank account info sells for $50 to $200. Multiple people buy it. They all drain small amounts over time. You might not notice $47 here and $83 there. Over a year, you've lost $2,000 plus without realizing. Option 3. Wait for a big payday. They monitor your account. Yes, they can do this with your info. Wait until you get a tax refund, bonus, or direct deposit. Drain everything the same day. By the time you wake up and check, your $8,000 tax refund is gone. With a credit card, your bank account information is never shared. Hackers can steal your credit card number, but they can't access your bank account. And any fraudulent charges are immediately disputed and reversed. The "but I'm careful" delusion. I can already hear you thinking, "But I'm careful. I only use my debit card at trusted places." Doesn't matter. Target got hacked. 40 million credit and debit cards compromised. Equifax got hacked. 147 million people's information stolen. Capital One got hacked. 100 million accounts affected. Home Depot got hacked. 56 million cards compromised. These are massive, secure, trusted companies. And they all got breached. Your local coffee shop? Your neighborhood grocery store? Your favorite online retailer? If the biggest companies in the world can't protect your information, what makes you think your favorite local business can? You're not careful enough. No one is. Because you can't control whether the places you trust get hacked. But you can control whether hackers have access to your bank account. And the only way to do that is to never give them your bank account information in the first place. Part 3. The only 2 times you should ever use a debit card. After everything I've told you, you might be thinking, so should I just cancel my debit card? No. You still need it. For exactly 2 things. Use case number 1, ATM withdrawals. When you need cash, use your debit card at an ATM. Why is this safe? You're physically present. You can verify the ATM isn't compromised. Check for skimmers, weird-looking card readers. The transaction is instantaneous. No merchant stores your information. No ACH access is granted. Safety tips for ATM use. Use ATMs inside bank branches when possible, much less likely to be compromised. Cover the keypad when entering your PIN. Cameras and shoulder surfers are real. Check for anything unusual on the card reader, loose parts, odd colors, extra pieces. If the ATM seems weird or your card gets stuck, don't walk away, call the bank immediately from that location. Use case number 2, in-branch transactions. When you need to deposit cash, get a cashier's check, or do any other transaction that requires you to physically go into a bank branch. That's it. Those are the only 2 times you should use your debit card. Never ever use your debit card for 1. Online shopping, use credit card. 2. Subscriptions, use credit card. 3. Recurring payments, use credit card. 4. Restaurant payments, use credit card. 5. Gas stations, use credit card. Gas pump skimmers are everywhere. 6. Hotel reservations, use credit card. They put holds on debit cards that can lock up your cash for weeks. 7. Rental cars, use credit card. Same hold problem, plus credit cards often include rental insurance. 8. Any purchase over $50, use credit card. 9. Any website you don't personally own, use credit card. If it's not an ATM or a bank branch, don't use your debit card. Part 4. Why credit cards are your financial bodyguard. Now I need to address the elephant in the room. You've probably been told your entire life, credit cards are dangerous. Credit cards get people into debt. Only use debit cards to avoid overspending. This advice has destroyed more financial lives than it's saved. Here's the truth. Credit cards are only dangerous if you don't understand how to use them. Debit cards are dangerous no matter what. Let me show you why credit cards are actually your best financial protection tool. Protection number 1, fraud liability. Debit card. Your money is gone immediately. You might get it back in 45 to 90 days. 22% chance you never fully recover it. Can't pay bills while waiting. Maximum liability, $500 plus if not reported quickly. Credit card. Your money never leaves your account. Fraudulent charges removed immediately. Investigation happens while you keep using your card normally. Maximum liability, $0 by law. Resolution time, 7 to 10 days average. Protection number 2, dispute power. Debit card. Dispute process, 45 to 90 days. Bank can deny your dispute. No guarantee of recovery. Burden of proof is on you. You're out the money during investigation. Credit card. Dispute process, 1 phone call or online form. Charge is immediately removed while they investigate. Strong consumer protection laws, Fair Credit Billing Act. Burden of proof is on the merchant. You never lose access to your money. Protection number 3, purchase protection. Most credit cards include extended warranty, adds 1 to 2 years to manufacturer warranty. Purchase protection, covers theft or damage for 90 to 120 days. Return protection, refunds you if merchant won't accept return. Price protection, refunds difference if price drops within 60 to 90 days. Debit cards include nothing, 0 protections. Protection number 4, rental car insurance. Most credit cards include automatic rental car insurance, $50,000 to $75,000 coverage. If you use a debit card to rent a car, you have to buy the rental company's insurance, $25 to $40 per day, or risk paying thousands if there's any damage. I saved $350 last year alone by using my credit card for rentals instead of paying for insurance. Protection number 5, travel protections. Premium credit cards include trip cancellation insurance, lost luggage reimbursement, travel delay coverage, emergency medical coverage abroad. Debit cards, nothing. Real example, how credit cards saved me $3,200. Last year I booked a trip to Japan. Flight, hotel, tours. Total cost $3,200. 2 weeks before the trip, there was a family emergency. I couldn't go. The airline said, non-refundable ticket. You lose the $900. The hotel said, cancellation fee $600. You lose it. The tour company said, no refunds within 30 days. I called my credit card company. They have trip cancellation insurance included with my card. I filed a claim. Submitted documentation of the family emergency. 3 weeks later, full refund. $3,200 back in my account. If I had used my debit card, I'd be out $3,200. Permanently. The "but I'll overspend" myth. This is the most common objection I hear. If I have a credit card, I'll overspend and go into debt. Here's the truth. If you can't control your spending with a credit card, you can't control your spending with a debit card either. The spending problem isn't the payment method. It's your relationship with money. And here's what no one tells you. Using a debit card makes overspending easier because you don't track it as carefully. Think about it. Debit card. Money leaves your account immediately, but you don't feel it until you check your balance. Credit card. You get a statement every month showing exactly what you spent. I've seen this pattern hundreds of times. People who use debit cards check their balance less often because they assume, if my card works, I have money. People who use credit cards check their spending more often because they know they have to pay the bill. The solution: treat your credit card like a debit card. Here's how to use credit cards safely. Rule number 1, never spend money you don't have. If you don't have the cash in your bank account, don't charge it. Check your bank balance before making purchases. Rule number 2, pay off the full balance every month. Set up automatic payments for the full statement balance. Never carry a balance. Never pay interest. Rule number 3, track your spending. Check your credit card transactions weekly. Review your full statement monthly. Set up alerts for purchases over $50. Rule number 4, use credit cards only for budgeted purchases. Not for impulse buys. Not for emotional spending. Only for planned expenses. Follow these rules and a credit card is just a debit card with superpowers. Fraud protection, purchase protection, rewards points, and zero risk to your bank account. Part 5. What to do if your debit card information is already compromised. Here's the hard truth. If you've used your debit card for any online purchase or subscription in the last year, your information is already out there. Maybe it hasn't been used fraudulently yet, but it exists in merchant databases, ACH systems, and potentially on the dark web. Here's what you need to do right now. Step 1. Stop using your debit card immediately. Today. Right now. Stop using it for anything other than ATM withdrawals. Step 2. Review all recurring transactions. Log into your bank account. Look at the last 6 months of transactions. Make a list of every recurring charge. Subscriptions, Netflix, Spotify, gym, etc. Utilities, insurance payments, loan payments, any automatic payment. Write them all down. Every single one. Step 3. Switch all recurring payments to a credit card. Go to each service's website or app. Update your payment method from debit card to credit card. Do this for every single recurring payment you identified in Step 2. Yes, it's tedious. Yes, it takes time. Do it anyway. This one action will prevent 90% of the nightmare scenarios I've described. Step 4. Call your bank and request a new account number. This is the nuclear option, but it's the only way to guarantee that old merchants can't keep pulling money via ACH. Call your bank. Say, I want to close this account and open a new checking account with a new account number. They'll ask why. Tell them, I've had multiple unauthorized ACH transactions and I need to secure my account. They might try to talk you out of it. Don't let them. This is your money and you have the right to protect it. What this does, gives you a new account number, gives you a new routing number, gives you a new debit card, cuts off all old ACH access permanently. What you need to do after. Update your direct deposit info with your employer. Update any legitimate automatic payments, utilities, insurance, with your new account info. Do not give the new account info to any merchants except utilities and critical services. Step 5. Set up account alerts. Most banks allow you to set up text or email alerts for any transaction over $X amount. Set this to $50 or even $20. Any online transaction, any ACH transaction, daily balance updates. Turn on every alert available. Yes, you'll get a lot of notifications, but you'll also know immediately if someone tries to drain your account. Step 6. Freeze your debit card when not using it. Most banking apps now allow you to freeze your debit card instantly. When frozen, no transactions can go through. Keep your card frozen by default. Only unfreeze it when you're standing at an ATM about to withdraw cash, then freeze it again immediately after. Step 7. Enable two-factor authentication. If your bank offers 2FA, two-factor authentication, enable it. This adds an extra layer of security for online banking access. Even if someone gets your login info, they can't access your account without the second authentication factor, usually a code sent to your phone. Real story, how this saved my client $4,800. I had a client who followed these steps after experiencing a small fraudulent charge, $47, on his debit card. He switched all his payments to credit cards and opened a new account. 3 months later, he got a notification from his bank. Someone had attempted to pull $4,800 from his old account, which he'd closed. Because the account was closed, the transaction was denied. The hacker got nothing. If he hadn't closed that account, he would have lost $4,800. And based on his bank's typical investigation time, it would have taken 60 to 90 days to get it back, if he got it back at all. That $4,800 would have been his rent money, his car payment, and his grocery budget for 2 months. One proactive decision saved him from financial catastrophe. Part 6. The Credit Card Strategy, How to Maximize Protection and Rewards. Now that you understand why credit cards are essential for financial protection, let me show you how to use them strategically. The 3-card system. You don't need 10 credit cards. You need 3, each serving a specific purpose. Card number 1, the everyday card. This is for groceries, gas, restaurants, regular purchases. Choose a card with no annual fee and solid rewards, 1.5 to 2% cash back on everything. Examples: Citi Double Cash, Capital One Quicksilver, Chase Freedom Unlimited. Card number 2, the subscription and recurring payment card. This card is only for subscriptions and recurring payments. Why separate? Because if you need to cancel this card due to fraud, you don't lose access to your everyday spending card. Keeps your subscriptions organized and easy to track. Card number 3, the emergency and big purchase card. This card stays in a drawer at home. Only use it for emergencies or large purchases that need extra protection. Appliances, electronics, travel. Choose a card with the best purchase protection and extended warranty benefits. Examples: Cards with good travel insurance and rental car coverage. The payment strategy. Set up automatic payments for the full statement balance on all 3 cards. This is critical. You never want to carry a balance and pay interest. Here's how. Link each credit card to your checking account. Set up automatic payments for full statement balance. Make sure the payment date is a few days after your paycheck hits. Check your statements weekly to ensure you can cover the upcoming payment. The money flow. Paycheck hits your account. Bills are automatically paid from checking. Credit card bills are automatically paid in full from checking. You never touch the cards except to swipe them. You never pay a penny in interest. The rewards advantage. Here's the bonus. Credit cards give you 1 to 5% back on every purchase. Debit cards give you nothing. Let's do the math. Average American spending, $5,000 per month. Using a debit card. Money spent, $5,000. Rewards earned, $0. Annual rewards, $0. Using a credit card with 2% cash back. Money spent, $5,000. Rewards earned, $100 per month. Annual rewards, $1,200. Over 10 years. Debit card, $0. Credit card, $12,000. That's $12,000 in free money just for using the right payment method. Same purchases, same budget, different tool. And that's assuming you never take advantage of. Sign-up bonuses, often $200 to $500. Category bonuses, 5% back on groceries, 3% on gas, etc. Travel rewards, free flights and hotels. I've earned over $8,000 in credit card rewards in the last 3 years. Same spending I would have done anyway. Zero debt. Zero interest paid. That's an extra $2,666 per year for doing nothing different except swiping a different card. Common credit card mistakes, and how to avoid them. Mistake number 1, carrying a balance. Never, ever carry a balance. If you can't pay it off in full, you can't afford it. Interest rates on credit cards are 15-25%. That's financial suicide. Mistake number 2, only making minimum payments. Minimum payments keep you in debt forever. Example, $2,000 balance at 20% APR with $50 minimum payments equals 6 years to pay off plus $1,680 in interest. Always pay the full statement balance. Mistake number 3, closing old cards. Length of credit history matters for your credit score. Keep old cards open even if you don't use them. Put a small recurring charge on them, $5 per month, and set up autopay so they stay active. Mistake number 4, applying for too many cards. Each application is a hard inquiry on your credit report. Too many inquiries hurt your credit score. Apply for one card at a time, wait 6 months before applying for another. Mistake number 5, not reading the terms. Annual fees. Some cards charge $50 to $500 per year, only worth it if the rewards exceed the fee. Foreign transaction fees. 2 to 3% fee on international purchases. Get a card with no foreign transaction fees if you travel. Balance transfer fees. 3 to 5% fee to transfer debt from another card. Part 7. The brutal truth about financial security. Let me tell you something that's going to make you uncomfortable. Most people think they're being financially responsible by using debit cards. They think avoiding credit cards means avoiding debt. But what they're actually doing is giving hackers direct access to their bank account, giving merchants permanent ACH access to pull money whenever they want, eliminating all consumer protections, sacrificing thousands in rewards, living one fraud event away from financial catastrophe. That's not financial responsibility. That's financial vulnerability disguised as caution. The real cost of debit cards. Let me show you the actual cost of using debit cards over a lifetime. Person A uses debit cards for everything. Age 25 to 65, 40 years. Average fraud events, 3.2, based on FTC data. Average loss per event, $1,200. Average recovery rate, 78%. Total permanent loss, $844 per event times 3.2 events equals $2,701 loss to fraud. Rewards earned, $0. Purchase protections used, $0. Time spent dealing with fraud, 47 hours per event times 3.2 events equals 150 hours. Stress, anxiety, delayed bill payments, overdraft fees, incalculable. Total financial cost over lifetime, $2,701 plus opportunity cost of rewards, $48,000, equals $50,701. Person B Uses credit cards for everything, pays in full monthly. Age 25 to 65, 40 years. Fraud events. Same 3.2 fraud attempts happen regardless. Money lost, $0. All disputes resolved, money never leaves account. Time spent, 30 minutes per event times 3.2 is equal to 1.6 hours total. Rewards earned, 2% back on $5,000 per month, spending $1,200 per year times 40 years equals $48,000. Purchase protections used, $3,000, conservative estimate over 40 years. Interest paid, $0, paid in full monthly. Total financial gain over lifetime, $51,000. The difference between person A and person B is $101,701 over a lifetime. Same spending, same budget, different payment method. That's the real cost of using debit cards. Why this isn't taught? You know why no one teaches this in school? Because banks make billions from debit card fraud and the resulting fees. In 2023, total debit card fraud losses in US, $1.8 billion. Total overdraft fees from fraud-related incidents, $3.2 billion. Total credit card fraud losses, $9.3 billion, but paid by banks, not consumers. When you use a debit card and get scammed, you lose money. You pay overdraft fees trying to cover bills. The bank profits. When you use a credit card and get scammed, you lose nothing. The bank eats the loss. The system is designed to profit from your vulnerability, and debit cards are the perfect vehicle for that profit. The 7-day action plan. Here's what you're going to do this week. Not someday. Not eventually. This week. Day 1 today audit. Look at your wallet. How many debit cards do you have? Look at your credit cards. Do you have at least one with no annual fee and fraud protection? Log into your bank account. Review the last 6 months of transactions. Make a list of every place you've used your debit card for anything other than ATM withdrawals. Day 2, apply. If you don't have a credit card, apply for one today. Best starter cards, no annual fee, good protection. Citi Double Cash, 2% back on everything. Chase Freedom Unlimited, 1.5 to 5% back plus sign-up bonus. Capital One Quicksilver, 1.5% back, easy approval. Pick one. Apply. You'll likely get approved instantly or within 24 hours. Day 3, switch subscriptions. Log into every subscription service you have. Streaming services, gym memberships, software subscriptions, meal kits, any recurring payment. Change the payment method from debit card to credit card. This will take 1 to 2 hours. Do it anyway. This single action will prevent 90% of future fraud. Day 4, update utilities. Switch your utility and insurance payments to credit card. Electric, water, internet, phone, car insurance, health insurance. Some utilities don't accept credit cards. That's fine. Those can stay on ACH from your checking account. But update everything that will accept a credit card. Day 5, freeze your debit card. Open your banking app. Look for card controls or manage card. Freeze your debit card. From now on, only unfreeze it when you're at an ATM, then freeze it again immediately after. Day 6, set up alerts. Enable every alert your bank offers. Transaction over $20. Any online purchase. Any ACH transaction. Daily balance notification. Yes, you'll get a lot of alerts. That's the point. You want to know immediately if something unauthorized happens. Day 7, request new account number. Call your bank. Say, I want to close this checking account and open a new one with a different account number. This is the nuclear option, but it's the only way to completely cut off old ACH access. You'll need to update your direct deposit with your employer. Move any money from the old account to the new one. Update any legitimate automatic payments, utilities, mortgage/rent if they auto-debit. It's a hassle, but it's a one-time hassle that gives you complete peace of mind. The final warning. Let me end with a story that still gives me nightmares. When I worked at the bank, a woman came in. She was 67 years old, retired, living on Social Security and a small pension. Her monthly income, $1,847. Her bank account balance that morning, $1,923. She came in crying. Someone had drained her entire account. $1,923 gone in one transaction. A subscription service she'd never heard of. Turns out, 8 months earlier she'd used her debit card for a free trial of a health supplement. She canceled it the same week. They kept her debit card information, sold it to a scam company. That company waited until her social security check hit her account, then drained everything. She couldn't pay rent. She couldn't buy groceries. She couldn't afford her medications. The bank's investigation took 82 days. She got $1,200 back. Lost $723 permanently. She had to borrow money from her daughter to survive those 82 days. All because she used her debit card for a free trial. If she had used a credit card, she would have disputed the charge, gotten it removed immediately, and never lost a single dollar. That woman is why I'm making this video. Because I never want to see that happen to anyone ever again. Your debit card is not safe. It has never been safe. Will never be safe. The only time you should use it is at an ATM or inside a bank branch. That's it. Everything else? Credit card. Always. If this video saved you from even one fraudulent transaction, share it with someone you care about. Because the banks won't tell them. The financial system won't tell them. But we can. And if you're serious about protecting your money, subscribe to this channel. Because over the next few months, I'm going to show you every strategy banks use to profit from your ignorance, and exactly how to protect yourself. Your financial security is not their priority. It's yours. Take control. Switch to credit cards. Protect your money. And never, ever use your debit card for anything except ATM withdrawals. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.